Hey guys, Troy Dooley, the Beachside CEO, and we are here at the Ocean Avenue launch. And I tell you, I sit down with this couple and it's hilarious because I've got Stefan and Stephanie. See, this is great, and it was planned. They went through their whole life saying, this is what I want, and this is the way we did it. You guys are awesome. Share a little bit about your background, and before we get into Ocean Avenue, just so people know a little bit where you come from, because I think everybody in network marketing has a little different background when they get into it.
Absolutely. Well, we're from Oklahoma, Moore, Oklahoma, actually, and so pastor at a church. And so most of our lives we have really been about serving, helping, trying to improve the quality of life of other people. And for us, it's always been just a mission. How do we improve other people's lives? How do we pour into them and really bring out what God's placed inside of them? So for us, walking into something like this has really been a blessing, because now we have the opportunity to do that on a large scale, and even outside of our church, on a large scale, and really create memories for people, and honestly really just change lives. And it's a fantastic feeling.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I definitely echo what he said, because we wake up every morning loving what we do. We don't have to worry about being behind a desk, but we truly get to visit with people on a daily basis, and really it's about getting to know their stories. It's about figuring out what their passions are and their deepest dreams are, because I think for most people they forget that they have they get to dream, and so we love just giving the opportunity and permission to start dreaming, and so this avenue allows us to get to do that.
Well, this is almost not, and I've used this. This is just a different volunteer organization.
Yeah.
Because in the ministry, that's what you guys are doing. A church will grow when you're connecting with the people at the heart level, and a network marketing organization grows. So for you guys, it's kind of a natural growing that organ. Still just as hard, because you can't fill a pew unless you're out there getting people in and letting them know. But I mean, it is still voluntary. Do you see that you spend more time nurturing people that are getting in the beginning than just slamming it down their throat?
Yeah, and I'm going to brag on my wife for a second, because she has the biggest heart, and for her, it's really a ministry, and I'm stealing all your words, I'm sorry, but for her, it's a ministry where she is able to bring people into a community where they're cared about, and they're loved, and they're looked after, and they're developed. And in most people's lives, it never happens. They go to their job, and essentially they go and they're being used, and their company's making money from them. They don't care about their family or their well-being. And so when someone comes along and my wife begins to love for and care for and nurture them and bring them into a family, that's attractive. And for our business, it's really made all the difference. That's the difference between continuing to do what people do and live the way they live, or be able to chase their dreams and be in a family and a community that loves them.
And that's interesting, because as I've tracked and trended out network marketing companies, women in network marketing don't usually get near the limelight that they should, but they make more money. Their organizations stay together, and I believe it's the nurturing side of that, Stephanie, versus men who's, come on in here, we're going to have it all, and then they get sidetracked. Guys like shiny coins. If it falls, they get sidetracked.
Yeah, it's definitely about nurturing, because, and I'm going to brag on my husband now, because that's what we do. But, we hear so much about leadership all the time, and him and one of his mentors have come up with something called feedership. Because feedership, basically, and I'm going to let him describe it a little bit more, but basically if in the Bible it doesn't say about leading your people, but it says, if you feed my sheep, people will naturally follow you. Mm-hmm. So it's what we're doing is just pouring in and feeding our team, and that includes loving them when they're low, praying with them when they're happy or sad, and loving them where they are, and helping them set the expectations, not from us, but what God's placed in their lives.
I love that, guys. How'd you guys meet?
That's a funny story, too.
That's a great story. We met at a restaurant that we used to work at, and so the first time I saw her kind of down the hallway or whatever. She's in a training class, and I saw her. I knew. I was like, that's the woman I'm going to marry. She didn't know that.
And I didn't think that either.
She didn't believe me either.
It was one-sided.
Yeah. At the time. Yeah.
Who runs this one?
Yeah. So exactly. So I closed her. No. But no. We met at that restaurant, and then for a while she had a boyfriend, heavily involved. To me, I was like, I didn't really care.
For 8 years.
And 7.
No,
Yeah. And,
It's 12 months. You know?
yeah, exactly. But honestly, it was a great journey because over that time, we both had to grow and develop and mature and really set our identity in God as opposed to each other. And so for us, if we had gotten together any time before the actual time that we did, it would have been a disaster. And for both of us, being very secure in who we are as individuals in Christ, but then coming together and being able to do ministry together, help people, it really has made all the difference. And I believe that all that was on purpose. All that was on purpose.
Yeah, we definitely have a lot of the same values and the same dreams, actually. We both want to be, these evangelistical people, writers, and we both want to own our own conferences for men and women. So we have a lot of the same dreams. And so, at the right timing, as even with this company, your dreams can come true, but you have to wait on God's timing.
Hey, I've seen guys with dreams and girls with dreams, especially for conferences. Because as you guys know, I'm going to be a catalyst. When we launched that, we had less than 1,200, and now it's 15,000 in Atlanta, 3,000 or 4,000 across the United States. I mean, Craig, your guys as pastors involved in that. So what starts as a dream, truly can become reality. And when you see the lives that change, no matter what we do, when we want to give back, that's where it's at. But in ministry, you guys are with, first of all, a crazy organization. I just love what you guys got going on. But why network marketing? Why something besides just the ministry?
Well, for me, I used to work at the same church. And for me, it was a stepping stone into something bigger. I didn't really know what that was at the time. But it allowed me to kind of expand my vision for what God has really placed in my heart for women's ministry, even more so. Because I really love to help women find their identities, and that's more than just spiritual. It's with their physical beings, it's with their mental and emotional state too. So, being good stewards of our bodies and of our money is part of, living a life for Christ. And so this network in this industry, man, the sky's the limits with it because, you get to help so many people, whether it's creating a budget so they can come aboard, or whether it is saying no to diseases. And I struggled with my health actually for the past 10 years. And so God has given me just a different kind of love and burn for those people who use their sicknesses as their identity. And I want them to know they too can be free of that.
I love that, guys. That's awesome. Now, you guys are wearing these beautiful jackets.
Yes.
You just went Ruby.
Yes.
Share a little bit with our viewers what that means, how long you've been in Ocean, and what it takes to hit the Ruby.
Well, let's see. When did you first start?
June 29th.
June 29th. We went to Ruby in our first month.
Yeah, in 29 days, we hit Ruby, which is 40,000 in volume, but we hit about 55,000 in volume with the help of our amazing team. And we had the honor to be flown to corporate to meet the founders and just to share their vision and to kind of gravitate towards what God's called them to do. And it just lined up with our Kazone, which is God's purpose for your life. And so they had me at hello, basically.
Wow.
And he's never even got to hear me say it to him.
Yeah, I was like,
Took him 8 years.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
30 days. What's
Yeah,
the
there
heck,
you go. I should have started there first and then come back.
It's great, and I think you guys are an amazing couple. You're beautiful. Okay, you can see that inside and out, what your passions are. How can people get a hold of you if they want to get a hold of you?
I guess the easiest way would be Facebook.
Facebook, yeah, my name on Facebook is Stephanie Davis Reed, and then I'm on Twitter. I'm on of course, I guess I just can't give my email out there. It might be hard to remember, but it's stephanielynettedavis@gmail.com. But probably Facebook is the most easiest.
Okay, you need a marketing expert. We're going to cut that email down a lot.
No kidding.
We'll shave it up.
That's it. So we can get them on Facebook.
Yes.
You guys are awesome. Any parting words? Something you want people to know?
For me, I would say never give up. Never give up. You're always going to have challenges. It doesn't matter if it's this business, in life, with your kids. Never give up. This will be the last thing you ever have to be good at. And so if you continue, if you persevere, you will absolutely make it. Do not give up.
And to piggyback on that is to never stop dreaming, because my dream started when I was 19 years old at a Women of Faith conference. And my dream was birthed in that stand, and I knew God was calling me to be a speaker and to reach women on a large scale. And, I knew I couldn't fill out an application for that. That has to take time and experience and a lot of personal development. So I piggyback on what he says, don't give up on your dreams, because dreams can come true, and they are for me as well. So I'm excited.
Guys, I got to say thank you for taking time with me. Miss Stephanie, it's a pleasure. Guys, there you have it. We're at the Ocean Avenue launch. We have had a beautiful couple. We got more videos coming up, but listen, stay focused on where you want to go. You heard these two. You can dream it, then go for it. That's the name of the game. Live life like it's an epic adventure. Stay dangerous, stay strong, and if you're in network marketing, act like it.